June Park had never considered himself special. At 32, he worked as a mid-level data analyst for a small research company in Seoul, spending most of his days staring at complex spreadsheets and drinking too much instant coffee. His life was predictable, structured, and honestly, quite boring. The Galactic Trade Summit was not something he expected to attend. In fact, he wasn't sure how he even got the invitation. When his supervisor handed him the official document with holographic seals, June thought it was some elaborate corporate joke. But here he was, standing in a massive conference hall surrounded by beings that looked nothing like humans. The hall was enormous, with high ceilings that seemed to shimmer and change colors. Alien delegates from hundreds of different species moved around, their translators creating a constant background hum of multiple languages. Some beings looked humanoid, while others were so strange that June couldn't even comprehend their basic shape. He adjusted his simple gray suit, feeling completely out of place. Most delegates wore intricate ceremonial outfits or advanced technological suits that seemed to pulse with energy. June's outfit looked like something from a budget business conference. A group of tall, elegant beings passed by. Their skin seemed to change colors like a living chameleon, shifting from deep blue to soft silver with each movement. They spoke in a language that sounded like musical whispers, their gestures precise and calculated. June checked his communication device. No messages. No updates. He felt like an imposter, wondering why he was even here. He wasn't a diplomat. He wasn't a scientist. He was just a regular guy who processed data and went home to his small apartment in Seoul. Suddenly, a shadow fell across his table. He looked up, expecting another random alien delegate. Instead, he saw her. She was tall, perhaps 6 feet in height, with skin that seemed to have a soft metallic sheen. Her eyes were a deep emerald green, intelligent and piercing. Unlike other delegates who wore complex ceremonial clothing, she wore a simple, elegant suit that looked both modern and timeless. "June Park," she said. Her voice was clear, with no accent but perfect pronunciation of his name. He blinked. "Yes?" "You will be my husband," she stated, as casually as someone might discuss the weather. The entire section of the conference hall went silent. Nearby delegates turned, their various eyes, some humanoid, some completely alien, focused on this unexpected declaration. June's mouth went dry. "I'm sorry, what?" The woman, who seemed more like a being of pure elegance than a traditional female, didn't repeat herself. She simply stood there, waiting for a response, her emerald eyes studying him with an intensity that made him uncomfortable. Around them, other delegates started whispering. Some seemed amused. Others looked shocked. A few appeared genuinely interested in this sudden, unexpected interaction. June realized he was sweating. His hands, which had been resting on the conference table, were now trembling slightly. He had no idea how to respond to such a direct statement. "I don't even know your name," he managed to say, his voice cracking slightly. "Hannah," she responded. "And I know everything about you, June Park." The way she said his name made it sound like a formal title, something significant and weighty. It was clear this was not a random encounter. This was a calculated move. June looked around, hoping someone would help him explain what was happening. But the alien delegates just continued watching, their various forms of communication devices recording every moment of this strange interaction. He was a data analyst from Seoul. He processed numbers. He didn't do whatever this was. And yet, something in Hannah's emerald eyes told him that his ordinary life was about to become extraordinarily complicated. Hannah guided June to a private meeting room, its walls shifting between transparent and opaque. The room felt both alien and strangely comfortable, with soft ambient lighting that changed colors subtly. "My species is called the Aryan Collective," she explained, her voice calm and matter-of-fact. "We do not choose partners like humans do. Our partnerships are strategic, designed to enhance collective knowledge and capabilities." June listened, his mind struggling to process the information. He had so many questions but found himself unable to form coherent sentences. Hannah continued, "Humans are unique in the galaxy. Most species have predictable problem-solving patterns. Your species? Completely different. You think in ways that challenge fundamental galactic understanding. She activated a holographic display. Images of human achievements flickered around them: technological innovations, artistic creations, scientific breakthroughs. Each image seemed to highlight human unpredictability. When we analyze human history, we see something extraordinary, Hannah said. Where other species would surrender, humans adapt. Where logic suggests failure, humans find unexpected solutions. The hologram showed historical moments: the moon landing, medical breakthroughs, technological revolutions. Each image demonstrated human resilience and creativity. June realized he was being evaluated. Not as a romantic partner, but as a potential strategic asset. This wasn't a marriage proposal. This was a recruitment. You processed complex data in your previous work, Hannah observed. But your true value is not in the numbers. It's in how you interpret them. She showed him reports of human problem solving across various galactic challenges. Humans had resolved conflicts that seemed impossible to other species. They approached problems with a mixture of creativity, emotion, and logic that was unique in the known universe. A partnership with you, Hannah explained, means access to human potential. Your thought processes are our key to understanding complex universal challenges. June's mind raced. This was beyond anything he had ever imagined. He was being offered something far more significant than a personal relationship. This was a chance to represent humanity on a galactic stage. Why me? He finally asked. His voice was soft but steady. Hannah's emerald eyes locked with his. Because you represent average human potential. If an ordinary human like you can demonstrate such remarkable capabilities, imagine what your entire species could achieve. The holographic display shifted, showing complex mathematical equations, scientific models, and strategic frameworks. Each one seemed to have human fingerprints: unexpected solutions, creative approaches that defy traditional problem-solving methods. June understood now. This wasn't just about him. This was about humanity's potential to change the galactic landscape. We don't want your submission, Hannah clarified. We want your collaboration. Your creativity. Your unique human perspective. The room's atmosphere felt charged with possibility. June realized he was standing at the threshold of something massive, a potential bridge between humanity and an advanced alien civilization. What exactly are you proposing? He asked. Hannah smiled, a genuine, almost human expression that seemed to break her previously rigid demeanor. A partnership. Professional. Strategic. Potentially transformative for both our species. The holographic display continued to show human achievements, each image a testament to human potential. Technological innovations, medical breakthroughs, artistic expressions, all demonstrating the extraordinary capabilities of an seemingly ordinary species. June Park, a simple data analyst from Seoul, was being offered something unprecedented. Not just a personal partnership, but a chance to represent human potential on a galactic stage. And somehow, impossibly, his boring, structured life was about to become an extraordinary adventure. June's training began immediately. The first week was nothing like he expected. Instead of complex technological lessons, they focused on human psychology, emotional intelligence, and adaptive thinking. The Aryan training facility looked like a blend between a research center and a meditation space. Smooth white walls shifted colors based on June's emotional state. Holographic instructors appeared and disappeared, testing his reactions constantly. Humans are not just problem solvers, his primary instructor, a neural interface specialist named Kira, explained. You are emotional architects. Your ability to feel complex emotions allows you to see solutions others cannot. Physical training was equally strange. June learned communication techniques that went beyond language. He practiced reading micro-expressions, understanding subtle body language, and interpreting emotional nuances that most species overlooked. Some training sessions felt like psychological experiments. He would be placed in simulated conflict scenarios where traditional logic would fail. His job was to find creative solutions using emotional intelligence and unconventional thinking. Hannah observed these sessions frequently. Her emerald eyes would track every movement, every decision. Sometimes she would nod, other times she would make subtle notes on her advanced communication device. Biological adaptation was another crucial component. June underwent careful genetic screenings and molecular compatibility tests. The Aryans wanted to ensure their partnership would be scientifically viable, not just strategically beneficial. Your DNA carries remarkable adaptive potential, Kara would explain during medical assessments. Most species have rigid genetic structures. Humans? You have remarkable flexibility. Communication training was intense. June learned to communicate using multiple sensory methods, not just verbal language, but also through complex neural interfaces, emotional projections, and even subtle electromagnetic signals. The training pushed him beyond his comfort zone. Some days he felt like a scientist, other days like an athlete, and sometimes like a philosopher exploring unknown psychological territories. Hannah's involvement became more personal during these weeks. She would challenge his thinking, ask unexpected questions, and force him to approach problems from multiple perspectives. Humans see obstacles as opportunities, she would often say. Where others see walls, you see potential pathways. Physical conditioning included understanding alien environmental adaptations. June learned to control his body's responses in different gravitational fields, atmospheric conditions, and radiation environments. Psychological resilience became a primary focus. They wanted to understand how a human mind could remain stable and creative under extreme stress. June underwent simulations that would break most species' mental structures. Your species survives by adapting, Kara explained during one intense training session. Other species evolve through generations. Humans evolve within a single lifetime. The training wasn't just about preparing June for a specific role. It was about understanding the broader potential of human capability. Each test, each simulation was designed to explore the depths of human potential. Hannah watched these transformations with growing respect. The ordinary data analyst from Seoul was becoming something extraordinary, a potential bridge between human potential and galactic understanding. June's body changed. Not just physically, but at a cellular level. His neural pathways became more flexible. His emotional intelligence expanded. He was learning to think beyond traditional human limitations. By the end of the first month, June was no longer just a data analyst. He was becoming a living representation of human potential, adaptable, creative, emotionally intelligent. The Aryan facility had one primary goal: to understand what made humans unique in the vast, complex universe. And in June, they were finding their most fascinating research subject. As another training simulation ended, Hannah approached him with something resembling a smile. "You are becoming exactly what we hoped," she said quietly. June realized his life would never be the same again. The first attack came without warning. A massive electromagnetic pulse targeted the Aryan research facility where June trained. Alarms blared, holographic systems flickered, and emergency protocols activated instantly. Hannah appeared within seconds, her body now covered in a protective adaptive suit that shifted colors like liquid metal. "The Vex Confederation," she said, her voice calm but intense. "They want to prevent our partnership." June's training kicked in. Instead of panicking, he analyzed the situation quickly. The electromagnetic pulse was sophisticated but had a predictable pattern, something most species would miss, but a human could exploit. "The pulse has a specific frequency," he said, pointing to a holographic display. "It's not random. It's designed to disable specific communication networks." Kira, his neural interface instructor, looked impressed. Most species would have seen a complex attack. June saw a mathematical pattern, a puzzle waiting to be solved. Within minutes, June developed a counter-frequency. The facility's systems began to stabilize. What should have been a devastating attack became nothing more than a minor inconvenience. The Vex Confederation hadn't anticipated human creativity. Diplomatic channels became battlegrounds. The partnership between June and the Aryan Collective threatened existing galactic power structures. Some species saw humans as unpredictable, dangerous. Others saw them as potential game changers. Intelligence reports showed multiple attempts to disrupt their collaboration. Assassination protocols, economic sanctions, complex political maneuvers, nothing was off the table. Hannah revealed the deeper context. The Vex Confederation believed in rigid, predictable systems. Humans represented everything they feared: adaptability, emotional intelligence, the ability to break established rules. June's background in data analysis became an unexpected weapon. He could see patterns where others saw chaos. He understood complex systems in ways that traditional diplomatic approaches missed. One particularly challenging scenario involved a potential trade conflict between three major galactic species. Traditional diplomatic channels suggested inevitable war. June saw a different solution. By understanding the emotional motivations behind each species' demands, he proposed a compromise that seemed impossible. It wasn't about logical division, but about understanding deeper psychological needs. The solution worked. What should have been a massive interstellar conflict became a peaceful negotiation. Hannah watched these developments with growing respect. June wasn't just adapting to alien systems, he was reshaping them. Physical challenges came next. The Vex Confederation didn't just use diplomatic attacks. They launched direct confrontations, testing the human-Aryan partnership. June found himself in simulation environments that would break most species. Zero-gravity combat scenarios, complex neural interface challenges, psychological warfare simulations, each test designed to expose weaknesses. But humans didn't have traditional weaknesses. Where other species would break, June adapted. His training had prepared him not just to survive, but to transform challenges into opportunities. Each attack became a learning experience, each confrontation a chance to demonstrate human potential. The Aryan research team documented everything. June wasn't just a partner anymore. He was a living research project, demonstrating the extraordinary capabilities of human adaptability. Hannah's initial strategic approach had transformed. She now saw June as more than a potential diplomatic asset. He was becoming a friend, a true partner in a complex galactic landscape. The Vex Confederation's attacks became increasingly desperate. They couldn't understand how a single human could consistently outmaneuver their most sophisticated strategies. What they didn't realize was simple: June didn't think like a traditional strategist. He thought like a human: emotional, creative, unpredictable. As another potential conflict approached, June looked at Hannah. "They're going to try something big," he said. Hannah nodded. "And we'll be ready." The galaxy watched, waiting to see what this unlikely partnership would do next. 5 years had passed since June's unexpected journey began. The observation deck of the massive research vessel felt like home now, a place where humanity's potential met galactic possibility. Hannah stood beside him, her emerald eyes watching the distant star systems. Their partnership had transformed galactic politics in ways no one could have predicted. What started as a strategic alliance had become something much deeper, a genuine collaboration that challenged everything known about interspecies relationships. The Aryan Collective had become humanity's strongest advocate. Trade routes opened, technological exchanges accelerated, and human researchers found themselves at the center of unprecedented scientific collaborations. June's approach to problem-solving had become legendary. Where other species saw barriers, he saw opportunities. His ability to connect emotional intelligence with complex strategic thinking had rewritten diplomatic protocols across multiple star systems. Their first major breakthrough came through an unexpected channel. A prolonged conflict between three advanced civilizations had seemed impossible to resolve. Traditional diplomatic approaches had failed for generations. June spent 3 months understanding the deep psychological motivations behind each civilization's demands. The solution was elegantly simple. It wasn't about compromise, but about understanding. He didn't just negotiate, he helped each species see themselves through the other's perspectives. The research vessel they now commanded was a testament to human-Aryan collaboration. Its design broke every known engineering constraint. Adaptive technologies that seemed impossible became standard. Each system demonstrated the power of combined human creativity and Aryan scientific precision. News feeds across the galaxy told their story. "The human who changed galactic diplomacy," one headline read. Another proclaimed, "Emotional intelligence, humanity's greatest weapon." June sometimes laughed at the irony. He was once a simple data analyst from Seoul, processing spreadsheets and drinking instant coffee. Now he was reshaping galactic understanding. Hannah observed his moments of reflection. Their relationship had evolved beyond the initial strategic partnership. They had become true partners, understanding each other in ways that transcended traditional definitions of friendship or collaboration. "We're preparing for the next major exploration," Hannah said, breaking the silence. Her communication was always direct, a perfect complement to June's more nuanced approach. A holographic display showed potential exploration routes into unexplored galactic regions. Humans and Aryans would lead the mission, a symbol of their unprecedented partnership. The challenges they'd overcome were significant. The Vex Confederation's attempts to disrupt their collaboration had failed spectacularly. Each attack had only demonstrated human adaptability, proving that creativity was the most powerful technology in the universe. June's training had transformed him completely. He was no longer just an observer of complex systems. He was a creator, someone who could see potential where others saw only limitations. Their work extended beyond diplomacy. Medical breakthroughs, technological innovations, philosophical exchanges, humans were now seen as critical partners in galactic development. "Remember when this started?" June asked, looking at Hannah. "When you approached me and said I would be your husband?" Hannah's version of a smile appeared. Subtle, but genuine. "I was correct," she responded. "Not in the way you initially understood, but correct nonetheless." The observation deck offered a view of infinite possibilities. Distant star systems twinkled, each representing potential discoveries, potential conflicts, potential solutions. June Park from Seoul had become something more. He was a bridge between species, a demonstration of human potential, a living example of how emotional intelligence could reshape entire civilizations. As the research vessel moved silently through space, June and Hannah watched the universe unfold, a universe that was now fundamentally different because of their partnership. The journey that began with an unexpected declaration had transformed into something much larger than either of them could have imagined.